This is the most fascinating story.
The astronomical rise and epic unraveling of WeWork.
Side deals, the marijuana usage, his wife being involved in the business.
Adam Neumann was forced to step down.
And he's walking away with a staggering $1.7 billion.
The controversial former WeWork CEO Adam Neumann has decided to try his hand at crypto, raising $70 million for his new startup project.
WeWork's CEO Adam Neumann making millions as a landlord to his own companies.
The disgraced CEO made headlines in 2019 after being forced to resign when he was found to be renting properties that he owned privately to his company WeWork, effectively profiting off investors' money whilst the company was still far from profitable itself. Neumann and his wife Rebekah, who was also involved in his WeWork venture, have co-founded Flowcarbon, a crypto project that looks to create a marketplace for carbon offsets. But is this a legitimate project that could help solve the climate change crisis? Or is this just another way for Neumann to add to his $1.5 billion net worth? With climate change and reduction of greenhouse gas emissions being a priority for governments worldwide, corporations are feeling the pressure to reduce their carbon footprint. One way companies can achieve this is by purchasing carbon credits, which involves buying into projects that reduce carbon so that these can cancel out the company's own carbon emissions. The Flowcarbon founders believe that the current carbon credit market is inefficient and unscalable, with carbon credits being sold at different prices to different consumers whilst brokers cash in on large transaction fees. Their solution, a marketplace on the blockchain, where companies that carry out CO2 reducing activities can tokenize and sell these carbon credits to corporations. Flowcarbon believes that bringing carbon credits onto the blockchain will allow for an open and transparent market, which is ironic given Neumann's history. So how does it work? The Flowcarbon token is called the Goddess Nature Token, or GNT. Each GNT is backed by 1 carbon credit, which is equivalent to a reduction of 1 metric ton of carbon. For a carbon credit to be tokenized into a GNT, it needs to meet certain acceptance criteria to ensure market-recognized standards are met. All requests to tokenize carbon credits are currently submitted via a form on the Flowcarbon website. At the moment, there's no information regarding the token distribution to the team and early investors. The token supply also makes it hard to predict price potential, as it will be constantly changing. This is because, as well as new tokens being created from carbon credits, these tokens will also be destroyed and removed from the blockchain by corporations who want to use them so that they can count towards their carbon footprint.
We're a company that builds
In addition to Adam and Rebekah Neumann, Flowcarbon was co-founded by Dana Gibber, Caroline Klatt, and Christian Peters, the latter being the only founder with any notable blockchain experience. Peters was involved in blockchain consulting and also co-founded DStock, a decentralized exchange that allows the purchase of stocks using cryptocurrencies. But as the only co-founder with blockchain experience, this raises questions about the team's expertise in executing their vision. The team has, however, managed to raise $70 million from venture capitalists, led by the high-performing venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz. It could be viewed as a vote of confidence by the firm, but you have to bear in mind that this represents less than 1% of Andreessen Horowitz's $7.6 billion crypto portfolio. Similar projects do exist, and Flowcarbon will have to find a way to differentiate themselves from the more established Toucan protocol, a DeFi crypto project that had an extremely successful launch in 2021, having generated $2 billion in trading volume in its first month. However, Toucan's BCT token has since taken a major hit following new regulations regarding tokenization of carbon credits from Verra, the largest environmental organization that verifies carbon offsets. They've also been criticized by recent news articles reporting that tokenization of carbon credits on the blockchain could actually be doing more harm than good for the environment. This doesn't bode well for crypto carbon markets in general, and Flowcarbon in particular, who already have a lot of catching up to do with Toucan. To rub salt in the wound, Toucan also recently announced a partnership with Cello, the same blockchain Flowcarbon will be using for their tokenization.
It's a new way of living, centered on community, and the belief that we're basically as good as the people we surround ourselves with.
The Neumanns have a track record of promoting community-driven, ethical and green narratives. However, given the WeWork debacle and the fact that they were able to profit at the expense of investors, can they be trusted with this new project? The token protocol already does what Flowcarbon is attempting to do. This, combined with the controversies surrounding the tokenization of carbon credits on the blockchain, raises the question, will there even be a need for Flowcarbon? Add to this the project's fluctuating token supply that relies on carbon credit token creation, and it's difficult to see how the token's value will appreciate significantly long term, unless carbon credits are retired faster than they're created. Between Neumann's tainted past, the adoption issues the project will face, and the subpar tokenomics, it's not obvious whether this is just a bad investment or another way for Neumann to make a quick buck off the back of unsuspecting investors. If you found this video useful, then be sure to drop a like and feel free to comment on anything that's been said. If you want to learn more about the fundamentals behind other crypto projects or crypto in general, then hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for your next dose of crypto beans.